This is Debrena Jackson Gandy, Master Life Coach, national best-selling author, and founder of Juicy Woman University. I hope you had a marvelous Thanksgiving. Today is day 10 of the series, How to Experience Deeper Joy, Peace, and Ease. And the topic today is about self-love. Now, you know, we say, I love myself, I love me some me, but we're going to take a closer look at that because love has a certain behavior, love has a certain nature, and self-love has a certain behavior, and self-love has us engage with ourselves in very certain ways. And truth be told, so often it's not loving. Now, this is an ongoing journey, and self-love has levels to it. So I just want to share with you from a couple of books from my spiritual library, my number one book of truth, the Holy Bible, that I call Basic Instructions for Being and Living Excellently. It gives us insight into the nature of love. So let's see, when we apply it to ourselves, how are we doing with loving self? Love has patient endurance. This is taken from 1 Corinthians. Love has patient endurance. How often are we impatient with ourselves? How often do we not extend ourselves grace? How often are we not forgiving of self? How often do we beat ourselves up when we make a mistake or things don't turn out like we'd like them to? And love is kind. If we could put our thoughts on a loudspeaker for all to hear the thoughts we have about ourselves and about our bodies, would it be kind thoughts? Too often it's not. Love does not envy. Woo! Oh my goodness, there goes the judgment and comparison up against others and wanting and wishing we had what they have. Whew. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up. What? That means that there's humility where there's love? Love does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Woo, have you heard the adage, the truth hurts? Have you said that, or have you heard others say that? We will throw that phrase around, but this says that you rejoice in the truth when love is present. You don't run from it. You don't avoid it. And healing, one of the cornerstones of healing is acknowledging the truth, telling the truth, starting with to yourself about yourself. So where there's avoidance of truth, love isn't present. Then another one of my books from my library that I just love, Nathaniel Branden, his book called Honoring the Self. He says this: to honor the self is to be in love with your own life, in love with your possibilities for growth and for experiencing joy, in love with the process of discovering and exploring your human potentialities. Wow. So when I run through those, how do you do on that self-check? Patient endurance with yourself, being kind to yourself and saying kind things inside the privacy of your own mind about yourself and your body. Having humility, rejoicing in the truth, celebrating truth, because we know the truth shall make you free. Oh, and when love is present, you are in love with your own life, not coveting someone else's. You are in love with possibilities for growth and for experience for yourself, and in love with your own process of discovering and expanding all of your own potentialities. So often we think our own journey is about drudgery and we wish we had someone else's, or we want it to be like someone else's. But when we are loving self, we are embracing every aspect of what our life consists of. And we're enjoying growing. We're loving growing. We find ourselves a mystery, and we enjoy the adventure of getting to discover more and more about self as a person and self as a human. So I know this is easier said than done, For me, the journey of self-love, it's an ongoing journey. It's like a mountain with no top, and you're forever spiraling upward. And a key part of the self-love journey is about loving your body as an actual divine living temple, as scripture tells us it is. And even though I wrote Sacred Pampering Principles, over 20 years ago, and a key part of that book was about honoring our bodies and what does it mean to love and appreciate your body? What are the thoughts you have when you really love and appreciate your body? And what is the treatment of our bodies when we understand that the truth of the matter is that they're a divine living temple? Man, oh man, when I look at the food I have put in my mouth, when I look at the hydration that I have robbed myself of on a daily basis, plenty of water, when I look at the ample sleep that for many years or, many months on end, I would deprive myself of, that wasn't self-loving. So it's an ongoing journey, and there are levels of self-love. Oftentimes we think we have it or we don't, and I love myself or I don't love myself. But actually, a lot of our behavior is a lot more self-betraying and self-distrusting and self-abusing and self-neglecting than we might want to admit. So we get to start today by just better understanding, what is self-love really about? How do we think? How do we engage? How do we behave with? How do we perceive when we're operating from self-love? And how do we get to higher and higher levels of self-love? Yes, that is one of the questions that we ask and answer in Juicy Woman University, my 12-month life transformation program. So please, please, please take a moment and share any nuggets that you got from today. I love, 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 love seeing your posts. Thank you so much. If you want to know more about Juicy Woman University, you can click on the link either above or below to find out more about my 12-month life transformation program. Enrollment only opens once a year, and early bird registration is still available for a few more days. And on Monday at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, right back here on my Facebook page, we're going to have a deeper conversation about the levels of self-love. What? There's levels? Yes, at least 7 levels. And every level has different characteristics, different ways of engaging and thinking about self, about your body, and about God. So thank you for joining me for day 10. I hope you received some goodness from this broadcast. Feel free to share it. And I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. All right, this is Debrena Jackson Gandy signing off. Mwah.